Hello there, and welcome back to another episode of Daily Magic. My name is SlytherinKnight, and I'm so happy you could join me. So today's daily is to cast 30 black or red spells, nice and easy. Kind of funny that this popped up when it did, because I was looking for different variants of the Sephiroth deck. The one that we used with Orzhov colors just didn't really work for me. So coincidentally, I found a Rakdos version of it. Naturally, this came from... I first saw this with Power Dragon. I don't know if anyone else is doing anything like this, but it looked interesting, and I'm willing to give it a shot. So, obviously, key card is Sephiroth, where anytime any creature dies, opponent loses 1 life, you gain 1 life. Very nice. To kind of help facilitate that, we have a lot of things that can either die, that are meant to die, or can do the killing. So let's just go through it real quick. Desperate Measures is a good one to send out if you know that your creature is going to die, like it's being blocked by something. You can throw out Desperate Measures to give it a little bit more power to maybe take out the creature that's blocking you. And then it dies, you get 2 cards. Good. Final Vengeance. You have to sacrifice a creature or an enchantment, exile target creature. Very nice. Greedy Freebooter and Infestation Sage are both sacrificial fodder for this. Both of them have an effect that when they die, you get something, treasure, and a token, respectively. Stadium Headliner. Its mobilize ability, this is something I didn't even think about, but its mobilize ability, when that token dies at the end of turn, will trigger all of your death stuff. Torch the tower for some removal. Sinkhole Surveyor, kind of an interesting one. Whenever this creature attacks you, you lose 1 life, and this creature endures 1. So essentially, you can constantly create sacrifice fodder with the spirit tokens, is the idea. And most likely, you're going to be getting enough life to offset that loss of 1 life. Vengeful Bloodwitch does the same thing as Sephiroth. Very nice. At least the core ability. Disturbing Mirth, another form of just sacrificial abilities, and for draw, stuff like that. And you can also sacrifice this with something else and manifest dread. Sephiroth already talked about. Braids is another sacrifice engine. Very nice. Urabrask's Forge. I added this because I thought it was a little bit better than a different choice. And again, because this stuff, it dies and it triggers everything. And then Alesha is here to help get back, like your Greedy Freebooter, your Infestation Sage, anything that has died that you didn't want to die. Anyway, that's the idea. Let's give it a shot, see how it goes. To be honest, I really don't know how it's going to go, but I'm open for good things. And just, I have an idea. I have a couple of other decks like in mind that we might see in the future that I've been looking at. So a new set always makes it easier to have new stuff every day, relatively new stuff every day. But anyway, let's give this deck a shot. Give it a fair shake. Won't judge it too harshly based on the first handful of matches. Starting off with Sephiroth in her hand is really nice. White and green, okay. We gotta deal with exile and stuff like that. Ah, it is that deck. Joy. It's a Chocobo. It's a Chocobo deck. White Heart, okay. That can be potentially problematic, but I think I can survive a turn. If they're playing that this early, they don't have a lot going on. No, actually. I'd rather keep Freebooter as, like, for Final Vengeance or something like that. That does make you a 3-2, which is, yeah. But depending on how things go next turn, we'll Final Vengeance, Torch the Tower. Just depends. Kind of help clear their board. Are they going to get rid of Sephiroth? If they do, that's unfortunate, but not unexpected. I do have a second one, so I can always just send that out. Annoying, but it is what it is. Do that. No. I don't think I need a third Torch the Tower at the moment. Though that treasure token is nice, means I can play Torch the Tower. Potentially. Another one. Nope. That is true. Torch the Towers might actually not be the best choice for this deck because it's exiling stuff, which does not trigger Sephiroth. So that's not the greatest effect. So I would probably replace this with maybe Thunder Magic? Burst Lightning maybe? Something like that. Yeah, I really don't like that, actually, because that doesn't work, in my opinion. I can't use that. Either get rid of an enchantment or lose 2 life and let me draw. Yeah. Problem is I need to get rid of that strike force. If I can get rid of strike force, then we're potentially good. Jeez. That's a problem. Not what I was hoping for. That was actually probably the best thing they could have done, depending on what I draw next. Yeah, I hate losing certain cards. That's not helpful. Well, we can do this. Why can't I? Oh, because it'll kill it. Never mind. That's dumb. Well, let's see what they do. Fine. I need the cards. That's just great. Yeah, well, that is game, so. It was going well. Things were going well. But I do think I actually am going to make a very quick change to the deck. Because yeah, I really don't like Torch the Tower for this. Because it doesn't work. It doesn't work. Because if something dies, they're exiled, which doesn't trigger a Fabled Soldier, so we need something else. Like Burst Lightning. Burst Lightning would do. Or what about Thunder Magic? Yeah, 2 damage, potentially 4 damage. That's 5 to do 4 damage. 4 to, yes, Thunder Magic's actually better. So yeah, we're gonna do 4 copies of Thunder Magic instead of Torch the Tower, because it actually, instead of Burst Lightning, it has more utility than Burst Lightning. Because for 4 mana, you do 4 damage instead of 5 for 4. So yeah, this is actually a pretty good option, I think. All right. So that quick little change. Let's hop into one more match. We might end up going over time, and that's okay if we do. But I want to see potentially if we see any like major difference. Because yeah, I think we would have done a lot better if those Torch the Towers if those had been something else. Because that's at least 2 cards that we killed that would have done damage while Sephiroth was on the field. Yeah, okay. Hired Claw. It just happened to go up against not a bad deck to go up against, but one that's going to be kind of annoying. Let's just play this because I'm going to do the Sage. Though if this is just Rakdos Lizards, that's not that bad, actually. Yeah, deal your damage, no blocks. You gonna go ahead and upgrade it? I mean, if you do that, that's perfectly fine with me. It means you won't be able to cast anything else today, or this match. Round. Still a lot of damage. Yeah, still a lot of unfortunate damage. 2 life to get rid of Give. Okay, I was actually expecting them to kill Sephiroth there. Oh yeah, Jasper's gotta go. Jasper has got to go. I mean, I'm pretty sure I lose here, no matter what. Play a land, if they have one. Yeah, we lose here. That takes me to 3. I can block that. I can block that. And then there's still 4 coming. Yeah, and then there's still 4 coming, so it's just, yeah. It is what it is. And they can, yeah, scale shot that one. Or what is it? Protective scales? Scales of shale. Yeah. So, not great, to be honest. Yeah, these matches weren't great. We did complete our cast 40 creatures, so we leveled up and have 2 packs to open, so at least that's nice, but to be completely honest, I'm not overly impressed. I do think we had some pretty difficult decks to go up against, but I don't know. I just don't feel all that impressed with the deck. So yeah, maybe I'll hold on to it. Maybe we won't. But man, 3 lands in this. Wow. But as it stands, yeah, definitely not impressed. So yeah, another copy of Ugin. Nice. Alright, well, with that, we're going to wrap things up. So, if you happen to enjoy this episode, which I do sincerely hope you did, please feel free to hit that thumbs up button down below. And if you happen to be new to the channel, hello, welcome, and please do consider subscribing. And to stay up to date for whenever new content is posted, don't forget to hit that bell icon after you subscribe. But other than that, thank you so much for watching. I really, really do appreciate it. And I will see you all next time.